For the 100% cheapest coins on the internet with reliable delivery and quick customer support, check out my sponsor MMOEXP by clicking the link at the top of the description and use code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Salsa family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 21 video on the channel, and in today's video we're going to talk about how to get gold 99 Shane Lechler for free. Now this 99 overall Lecky Boy card is a must if you are planning to get up to a 99 overall team. He is the only gold 99 punter in this game, so if you want a 99 overall, you need this card. Now this video is going to showcase 3 steps you want to follow to get this card for free. I am still getting through step number 1 and we're going to work through that live in the video, and I'll show you guys exactly what to do to get this card. Now in case you guys didn't know, Shane Lechler is actually a power-up expansion player, which means there's really only 2 things you need to get the card up to a 99. Now the first thing you need is you need the power-up version of the card. So you need this 80 overall Shane Lechler. He is currently selling for 50k. We're going to get that card for free. I'll show you guys how in the video, and then you're going to need training to get him all the way up from an 80 up to a 99, and along the way you're going to need yourself this 94 overall Shane Lechler. Now we're going to talk about how we can get this card for free as well, but let's get into the method and let's get into step number 1. Now for step number 1, we're going to stay on this screen right here because I want to show you guys the price of the 94. Now the 94 overall Shane Lechler is currently up for 350k, and that is a very important price point to remember, so write that down. Go on Xbox, go on PlayStation, and see how much the cheapest 94 overall Shane Lechler is. The majority of the time they're selling for over 350, sometimes like 380k, so that's really expensive for a 94, and we're going to take advantage of that price to get into step number 1. Now for step number 1, here is what we are going to do. We are going on over to our sets, we are scrolling on over to the archive sets, we're going to go to the 50, and we are going to week number 11 of the 50 sets. Now as you guys will see, there is a Shane Lechler set in here, and when you do this set, you get yourself the 94 and you get the power-up version of the card. So step number 1, this is really simple. All we're going to do is complete the set for the same price that it costs as the 94. We sell off the 94, we make all those coins back that we spent to do the set, and we're left over with the power-up version of the card for free. Now to achieve that point, essentially all you have to do is get these players for 10,000 coins or less. It's going to be fairly easy to find these cards up for 10k. All I'm really doing is I'm refreshing like this. I'm clicking X and then I'm clicking O. We're going back and forth on this filter, and the reason why I prefer doing this instead of actually going in and filtering by 84 to 85 is because sometimes you guys will actually see 86 overall cards up for a really inexpensive price. As you guys can see right here, I actually have like 6 or 7 86s that I was able to get for like 10k or less, and if we were to go into the auction block and just filter it down by 84 to 85 by the program the 50, those players wouldn't have popped up. So that's kind of what you guys are going to want to do right here to start with. Now additionally, what you guys can also do is you can go on over to the exchange and you can go on over to the 84 overall player exchange, scroll on down to this set right here, and if you guys find these 83s up for a price of 5k or less, you buy the players and you do the set. As you can see, Warren Sapp at 4.5, we'll take that, we'll take the other card at 5,000 coins, and just like that we spent the equivalent of 9.5k to get ourselves an 84. So we're just trying to get as creative as possible to get as many of these 84s as we possibly can for a price of 10k or under. Now I want to go into my bids right here and show you guys how cheap I was able to get some of these cards for. I would assume that when all is said and done, and once I'm doing this set for the first time, I'm probably doing this set for under 300k. We're making some profit and we're gonna get the power-up card for free, which is just absolutely awesome. So as you guys will see in the bids right here, let's go on over to the newest section of these bids, and you guys will see that some of the cards I was able to get, I was getting for such an inexpensive price. So around 10k for a lot of these players. We have the Warren Sapp card right there. Some of them I spend a little bit over 10k, but the reason why I do that is because sometimes you find these cards up for so cheap. So we have a Devin Hester up for 1.4k. We have a Barry Sanders up for 7,000 coins. So when I buy a card like Barry Sanders and I spend 7k on the player, I know that I kind of have like 3,000 coins of leeway, so that's why I can go ahead and buy these Barry Sanders, Randy Moss, and Larry Allen cards at a little bit over 10k. We spend 1.5k over the budget on that, but we're under the budget by so much on the Devin Hester, on the Barry Sanders, even on the Lawrence Taylor, we're under budget by a k. I was able to find Champ Bailey up for 2.8k. That's going to make it super inexpensive to make these 84s. So that's really how step number 1 is going to work, guys. You do the Shane Lechler set, you get as many of these cards as you possibly can up for 10k or less, then you sell off the Shane Lechler at the price that I mentioned before, and you're getting the power-up version of the card for free. So at this point, you're done step number 1. Congratulations. And the majority of the time when we finish step number 1, we're going to have a little bit of extra coins left in our account. Let's say that we profit about 20k after we sell off the Shane Lechler card, assuming Shane is selling for like 350. After tax, you're going to get like 320k on that. So if you were to buy all your players at 10k and you were to buy them at exactly 10k on average, then you would would technically be still breaking even and getting the power up, which is going to work for the method. But let's say we also kind of get our players at a solid deal like I was getting in the video, which really isn't all that hard, and we spend about 300,000 coins on the Shane Lechler. We're up about 20k, and we have the power up version of the player because we sold off the 94. Now step 2, this is going to be really simple. All you want to do is go into your binder, search by the type collectibles, and you want to quickly make sure that you've got this 93 to 94 overall power up pass and you have it in your binder. I believe you get 2 of these throughout the year, so what you want to quickly do is just make sure you've got that in the binder. If you don't, we're gonna have to do a little bit of searching. Now if you don't have that in your binder, what you have to do is try and go through your team and find where that 93 to 94 overall power up pass could possibly be, and you want to go and get that pass and take it off the player, and then just buy the 93 to 94 that goes on the card. 93s and 94s, they're selling for almost nothing in this game right now, so what I'd recommend you guys do, if you don't know how to find it and you don't have it written down, you can go on Mudhead, which is a site I'll leave linked in the description, and then just search by your players on your team. It'll show you all the versions of the card, and if there's like a 93 to 94 overall version and you think you use the pass on him, then try and go get that power up pass and find it in your binder. There's not that many cards that really require a 93 to 94 that are super expensive, so it's likely you guys have that in your binder. That's step number 2, just make sure you've got that. Okay, so at this point we have ourselves the power up, we have ourselves the power up pass, and at this point all we need is some training points. And what we're gonna do to get these training points, or actually get the coins to get these training points, is we're gonna go in here and we are gonna do the Shane Lechler set a second time. So for this method to work, you kind of want to do the Shane Lechler set 2 times, or if you have another coin making method or a way to get training for free, you can really use anything in this final step number 3. All that we need to do is we want to get ourselves up to 80k training, so that's about 100,000 coins made, and we're gonna try and do that off the Shane Lechler set right here by selling off the 94 and by selling off the power up and pocketing those extra coins. We should be able to do that if we do this set again, but if you have any other coin making methods or free trading methods that you want to use right here for step number 3, you can replace this step with those. So again, step number 3, really simple. We're using all the methods that we did before to get these players for cheap, whether that be constructing the cards, whether that be just buying the 86s, 84s, and 85s, and you want to do this at the exact same prices we did before, around 300 to 320k if possible. And once you guys are doing that, you're gonna get yourselves the power up version of the card, which we can sell off as well. Remember last time, guys, we needed to keep that power up. This time we're selling it off, so we sell off everything we get, and we should be profiting around 70k on this, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, plus those coins we made off the first time we did the set. And at this point we have our power up pass, we have the Shane Lechler power up, and we have 100k in coins we can use to get training. Now we're in luck, boys. To find our training isn't all that expensive. You need about 80,000 training points if I'm not mistaken to get Shane Lechler from the 80 all the way up to his higher overall card, and to do that we're going to filter it down by the 96 to 97s, and we want to find 96s at a price of around 53k if possible. So filter number 1 is going to be the team of the year filter. As you guys can see, lots of activity on this one and cards up for 53k. That is absolutely perfect. If you end up buying 2 of the 96 overall players, you're going to have enough training to get that Shane Lechler from the bottom all the way up to the top, and you should have some left over as well. You're not going to be using all the training you ended up getting right there. Otherwise, Ultimate Legends is fairly solid to find these snipes. We'll filter down by Ultimate Legends right here, and we'll see if there's any of these cards up for 53k. 56k is looking like the cheapest, but I'm assuming we're not filtered down at all. We can filter it down a bit more, and we should be able to find these cards up for a better deal. As you will see, we're not even close to seeing the newest cards. We go by wide receiver right here, and you guys will see 52, 53k, so it's not going to be all that hard to find your 96s. Find 2 of them, and you're going to have enough training to get yourself the Shane Lechler card. Now, additionally, what I want to mention right here is if you guys don't want to do this final step, what you can potentially do is go into your binder and then quick sell or sell off whoever you have as your punter. So as you will see right here, I have Jack Fox 96. Jack Fox is at 96 and he is selling at training value, so we can quick sell this card and we'll have over half the training points that are required to go from the bottom to the top on the Shane Lechler power up. So that is kind of just an option for the final step if you guys don't want to go ahead and make some coins off of a coin making method and you're kind of lazy. That's probably what I'm going to do, to be honest with you. I'll probably just do the Shane Lechler set once. That's going to allow us to get the power up for free, and then we find our power up pass in our binder, or you guys find that on whatever player you've got. And then step number 3, you want to make some coins, whether that's even just going through and like doing your daily mission, doing a quick other coin making method and making like 50k, quick selling the punter that you have right now, and then finding another 96 up for like 50k and quick selling that, and then you're gonna be able to get yourself the Shane Lechler, and that is how we're getting him basically for free in today's video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. A fairly simple method, but something that is definitely really effective and something that a lot of you guys should be doing, because you do need to get that Shane Lechler if you're looking to get your team up to a 99